It is now 7:45. Thanks for joining us here on Good Day Gulf Coast on this Wednesday. It is National Suicide Prevention Week, a time to share resources and stories as well as promote suicide prevention awareness. Alta Point Health Psychiatrist Dr. Christina Tallarico joins us this morning to talk a little bit more about this. Good morning and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about the suicide in our country. This is something that's growing?
Yes, unfortunately, we see an increasing trend in the number of people attempting suicide and also, unfortunately, the number of completed suicides in this country. People aren't aware that about 129 people die a day of suicide in this country. So, and it is the suicide rate in this country for completed suicides is twice the homicide rate.
Wow, 129 people a day.
129 people every day, and that translates to about 48,000 Americans every year.
That is absolutely tragic. So when we look at this, do we break this down in age groups, or how are we doing there?
Yes, well, we look, the CDC normally looks at 10 to 35, and unfortunately in people between the ages of 10 and 35, it's the second leading cause of death after accidental injuries. And we're seeing that trend increase. And then in people over the age of 35, it's the fourth leading cause of death in this country.
Well, those are really scary statistics.
Really scary numbers.
So that's why today we're talking about this and kind of what we can do. So let's start with what are there warning signs?
Yes, and the warning signs can differ a little bit in adults versus children, but in adults what we see is them expressing suicidal thoughts, saying they feel hopeless, that they're a burden to their family, that people would be better off without them. You can also see big mood swings and irritability. You can see them trying to put things in order for other people to take care of, like getting their bills all of a sudden in order, or getting their wills done, or putting papers and saying this is my safe place to keep papers. Also withdrawing from their family and friends, not answering phone calls, not responding to texts, things like that. With children, we can see more self-injurious behavior, cutting behaviors, and things like that, where they cut themselves or burn themselves. We also see more irritability, mood swings, withdrawing from their friends, no longer hanging out with their friends and going to the movies, maybe sleeping too much or too little all of a sudden.
So what do we do if we see this? A lot of times I think you're scared that you might say the wrong thing.
Of course. So the first thing you need to do is ask them about how they're feeling in a non-judgmental, as empathetic way as you can. And people should be encouraged not to keep secrets. If your friends or your loved ones tell you that they're suicidal, urge them to not keep it a secret and for them to get professional help. That's the big thing that we ask people to do. And it's also shown statistically that people will not attempt suicide if they have people checking in on them. So we definitely say ask and follow up and check on how they're doing and be as empathetic as possible.
Some very good tips there, some very good things that we actually can do. And the checking in on someone so important, because you never know what kind of day or kind of things people are going through.
Sure.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here. We're going to put more information on this on our website for you, because it's such an important topic and wonderful to have some things you can be looking for, and Joe, also to kind of know what steps to take to try to prevent this.